Who have I got? Let me see. Hello to anybody who's there. Welcome to anybody who's coming in. I'm going to get my Etchr postcard paper ready. Just one little piece will do the trick. Just here. It's a nice white colour, just very slightly off-white, which is good rather than creamy. Sometimes I like creamy, but not right now. And I've got a light here. It's been a bit unique, but I think it's going to work. See, I've changed some things around, so you should be able to see what's going on a tiny bit better. So welcome to Inktober day number 2. Day number 2. Let me see. Day number 2 is spiders. This one is from day number 1, just yesterday. It is, what's the time? 11:30 p.m. in Japan right now. Let me get today's image on my phone just to the side. And if I sound a little bit out of breath, it's because I just did my exercise of the day or the night. That sounds like I normally get to do exercise, but I don't. Let me gather my picture. Let me see. I'm over here. Don't worry. I'm still around. My picture is from March. And the theme is spiders. So I'm stretching the theme a little bit because I want to create all of these pieces. I want them to all be pictures from my time in Japan. That's been something I've wanted to do for a while. So I'm combining the everything here. The spiders I'm going for today are going to be the spidery roots of these trees. And if you don't think that fits the brief, then ta-ra. Who have I got here with me? I can just see one name, not one name, sorry. I can just see one little like so far, but feel free to announce yourself. Make yourself totally known. Hello. Such a difference in comparison to last year. You know what? That's true. And it's just because this year it's what I want to do. We're doing it how I want to do it, not to spec by everybody. Hi Claire, nice to see you. Hi Sarah, thank you so much for saying hello. I hope you think that this is a little bit better brightness wise. I am zoomed in ever so slightly. Let me see, get a few things. There we go. That looks okay. So I'm going to use my Rotaring pens and pencil. Rotaring, let me see. Am I going to use the pencil? If I can find it. Here it is. Here it is. Hello, good evening, good day. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for coming. So what am I doing? It's kind of it's a landscape, isn't it? Spidery roots. So the theme of Inktober today, day 2, 2003, is spider. Spiders, actually. Spiders. Let me see. Oh, 1 second. Postcard the right way up. Yeah, postcard is the right way up. Let's have a look. So are you guys doing Inktober? How are you? Did you enjoy it last year? Did you get the PDF colouring book? If not, go rush over to my Etsy shop right now, Miss Kendal James, and go and get it. PDF download as you like. No one's bought it yet, but one for schools as well if you want to put in a little extra money. So I'm going to do a pencil outline. This is not necessarily usually how I draw, but I'm trying to get some really high quality pictures. And if you're paying me money, no one's paying me money for this. But if someone were paying me money, for example, I would be inclined to spend a lot of time creating a very nice piece, which would usually often involve some, if not totally, being drawn in pencil first. So I want these to be part of actually a nice kind of book that I'll put together. So I'm trying to, start as you mean to go on. So I'm trying to start really well. So let's see what we can do. But nice to see you guys. And I'm sure some others will wake up and join us over the next however long. I really mean it. I'm getting back into the swing of things. So there will be other live streams coming this week and next week. I'm really excited to show you some really cool stuff. And I'm not just saying that this time. And I'm pretty sure nothing else, I don't even know, but I'm pretty sure nothing else is going to get in the way of that happening for me. So we've got a tree over here. Little tree, little bit of detail. Doesn't really show many people here, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Let's try and get things lined up nicely. Who else is doing Inktober? Sarah, are your girls doing Inktober? Claire, are you gonna do it after our talk about it yesterday? Who wants to do it but doesn't think they have the time? If you don't think you have the time, I recommend doing a 5-minute Inktober. Don't worry about these pencil outlines and putting in effort or anything. Just do a 5-minute one. And that should suit you all pretty well, I think. 5-minute one could be as scratchy and sketchy as you like. Are you liking it with the light on, or should it be light off? Claire, if thinking that yours is not as good as mine is the thing that's holding you back, then I'm going to quit art altogether so that you create something, because that is not what it's about, my friend. And anyway, that's totally subjective. There's someone out there that might love yours an awful lot more than mine. And there's plenty of people out there who can create, or not who can create better than I can, but they can draw, in quotation marks, better than I can. So it's really not about that. If we let that kind of thing get in the way of us making things, then we'd all just be sitting around doing nothing, wouldn't we? So please don't let that get in the way of your exploring where your pen or brush or food in the kitchen or whatever could take you. Make marks. Can you hear my Bristolian when I say that? Make marks. Make marks. I should try and say more nicely. So I've got, this probably won't take as long today. Oh, I'm still kind of out of breath from my exercise just now. I'm trying to create really natural looking wiggly tree shapes, so I don't have to put in too much effort, which is quite nice. We don't want effort, do we? Just relax. But I am going to try and go for some nice clean lines again. So we'll see what I can come up with. And the most important part of them all is the spidery web-like twists of roots and things that are going to come in around here, reminding you, hopefully, that it doesn't matter how messy it looks, it can still be lovely. Does the Inktober list last all month? Yeah, the Inktober list is out and up, and it will continue to be up for always. I mean, you can still see the last 2 years worth, so it's going to be there for a good long time, as far as I'm concerned. So go ahead. Whenever you're ready, go and take a look. Let's have a little zoomy zoom over here. So this is classic modern artist decides to use her phone as a reference. It shocks some people that you might have such good eyesight in a way that you could work from your phone, but it's just how we do it these days. Do you guys have children, and do your children wear glasses? Because I'm finding that I think more and more kids these days are wearing glasses. What do you think? And you can go on inktober.com. Wait, inktober.com? Yeah, .com, I think it is. Go on inktober.com if you want to find the list of things. Now, I want to try and get the perspective. Let me see. I want to try and get, not the perspective, one second, I will think of the word. The word is scale. I'm trying to get the scale approximately in line with what I'm looking at over here, but I'm not one of those people who grids something out and tries to get it exact, because I don't want to be a mathematician. I want to be an artist. I believe that there is some crossover, definitely, but I'm here to relax, not get caught up doing even more pencil lines. I actually, like right now I'm doing this, it looks like I enjoy it, but I don't. I prefer to go straight in with pen, but I'm trying to create a certain type of image, and so it requires this. So I'm going to do it. Now, I'm going to need more people to wake up, join in. I thought people wanted to be here. I might have to. I had a nice, ultimately 10 people come and join the one yesterday, and now like 40 or so have watched it, which is lovely. But if these are things going to happen live, I'm going to need some kind of interaction, or else they don't need to happen live, really, do they? For me, they don't need to happen at a pressed time and all that. Now, this picture is from an amazing shrine that I went to in March, and I did a what can I say? I did a commemoration. I did a remembrance. Remembrance live stream for all of my grandparents that have passed away while I've been in Japan for these 4 years. Don't be despondent. It's only because it's a weekday. Yeah, it's all kinds of reasons. It's not necessarily just that, because there's no rhyme or reason, if I'm honest, because I've done loads of different tours, and I know when people will or won't be there. It's just not the same as when it was on Heygo, which is why I'm here doing live streams, because I used to do them on this website called Heygo for just about a year only, which really isn't too long. Honestly, I've tried. I guess you can probably hear a zzz, but I really did double, triple, extra try to sort this blooming Samsung. It's my first ever Samsung, and I honestly can't get it to. If I turn the volume down on notifications, it decides it needs vibration. If I click off for vibration, it turns the volume right up again. So it's just a bit naughty. Let's try and get the scale in here. The main problem with live streams now is that I can't seem to get much or any money for them, which is really difficult. So getting out of my head that they were ever meant to be to get money is a difficult thing, especially when you need it. So in that way, it doesn't really matter if 10, 20, or just one person is watching. Oh, this has gone all kinds of directions now. I think it doesn't matter too much. Okay, so I don't want to faff around for ages drawing in pencil. Hello, Ryokan. Hey everybody, it's Ryo. It's my partner. Nice to see you. Otsukaresama deshita. Kyou dou? Spidery. Okay, I think I'm going to start drawing with the pen. Hello, Rosie. What I could do is start charging for tours. Yes, Claire, I know that very well. But can you imagine? Would you come to each one if it was charged? Right now, you're basically my biggest fan. So I feel like the ones of you that do get to come and can come, you'll be put off if it's charging, if I start charging. And the ones that aren't coming aren't going to come just because I make it cost money, are they? So that's where I'm at with that. Hello. Right. So I'm going to go around it with a nice ink pen. This rotaring pen. Ta-da. Rotaring pen. Try and find the lines, and I'm going to try and keep it clean and simple, so I'm not sketchily going backwards and forwards over what I'm doing. You know what, I am going to put that little glove on though, because it helps me glide more smoothly. Come on, little glove. How's everybody doing? Thank you very much for coming. How are you? Please tell me everything about your days. Your days, I want to know. Me and my partner here, Rio, we are very excited because there's a big festival, a really special big one that I took you guys to last year that made me cry because it was so lovely. That will be happening in his hometown, home city? Yeah, city, sure. Next week. And I'm thinking about doing a moon viewing live stream on Sunday, maybe. But I would charge for that. I've already been planning. I'd set up a thing saying it would be charged for, or else it's not happening. And we'll see what happens. Unless you guys all vote, no, that's horrible, don't exclude me. And then I'll say, fine, I'll feed myself some other way. Oh, Ginny's got the little one to sleep. Hi, Ginny. You're on annual leave this week. Oh, that's nice. Do you have any plans, Claire? Yo, you're so cute. Look at that little emojis in the chat there. Japanese people use emojis and I love it. Of course, they were invented in Japan. Of course, they use emojis. But he's just put a party balloon one. Well, sorry, party popper person one. And then a little winky face, which is really funny because the winky face in the English use of emojis means a totally different thing than the Japanese one. Japanese people use a winky face emoji like people in the West use a mere smiley face. So watch out there. If you find yourself thinking you're courting a Japanese person, or rather that they're courting you, but really they're just using emojis in the only way they know how. So who's right and who's wrong with how to use emojis if they're the ones that invented them? Some fun days out of the theatre, that's nice. Emoji is Japanese English. Emoji. Yo. Emoji. It's totally Japanese. But in Japanese, when you use a winky face, the meaning is very innocent. In English, if you use a winky face, the meaning is very suggestive. It's a bit... I'll explain it to you later, darling. Or Ginny could type it. I'm not going to say it, though, because there's little kids listening or watching, I think, as well. Or it means that we're joking. Okay, we've got some nice little neat details occurring here. Gregory's alive. Just arrived in. Have we got the Phantom of the Opera as a guest artist drawing for tonight? No, we haven't. Oh, I see what you mean, though. We were just talking about the theatre, though. The Phantom of the Opera is here. No, we haven't. But that is an excellent thing to see at the theatre. Claire, do you mean movie theatre or Phantom of the Opera style? What do you mean? Do tell us. Okay, got to get some leaves in here. There's going to be quite a lot of detail going in. The Phantom of the Opera glove is helping me to glide over the drawing, Gregory. How are you? Oh, Ryo Yoshi, that's the perfect emoji to go with Gregory, I think. Just use the kind of serene, peaceful, smiley one. I like it. Who agrees? That goes with Gregory perfectly. Now, if you're wondering how some of us seem to know each other like we do, it's because we met on a website called Heygo. So if you didn't use Heygo and you have stumbled across this live stream because you are also trying to work on your Inktober special or something, then hopefully that helps you work out what on earth we're all talking about. It's coming up to midnight in Japan. Ryo tried to give me a scare today. He tried telling me that he had a heart problem because he went to go to the doctor today. And he said he had a really serious heart problem, and all I had for it was a sad emoji, because that's how people these days speak to each other. And then I said, it's okay, I'll find another boyfriend. And everything just backfired. Suddenly he didn't find it very funny. He tried to trick me. When I realized he was trying to trick me, I decided to trick him back. And that is the kind of relationship we're in. Right, I'm using some short, what's it called? Hatch marks? I don't know. Short lines. I'm doing short lines to try and create a shadowy effect in the background just there. A bit naughty. Risque, a bit naughty. Well, I'll still have to teach him all these words. They're a bit niche. Where are you putting spiders? I'm not putting spiders on it, although I could. I might put some little ones here and there. But the roots are the spidery thing, Ginny. So I'm trying to create lovely Japanese landscape-like pictures. So the roots are what I plan to be the spiders. The word of the day is spiders for day 2 of Inktober. Day 2. Hi, Lynn. Nice to see you. Welcome. We can have some little spiders. Ginny, of course, we'll squeeze some in. But it looks like somewhere spiders live, doesn't it? Halloween is these days celebrated in Japan in big cities. Japanese people love drinking. It's almost like they're British. And we didn't even colonize in this direction exactly. So it's quite something. But they love drinking, and with Halloween kind of comes drinking. So there are celebrations, especially in Tokyo and Osaka. Lots of dressing up. Japanese people do love cosplay. So there will be quite a lot of things like that. Look at you, emoji keepers. I did a cool Spider-Man. My grandson was well impressed. Oh, I love it. Oh, sorry. R. Lynn Steinberg. That's Ronnie, yeah? I don't want to get my peeps confused. Anyway, nice to see you all. I appreciate you taking the time to come here. Who's got their Inktober colouring book from last year? Etsy.com/shop/Miss Kendal James, and you can find that. I'm working from the left-hand side. This is left, yeah, left to the right. But I should try not to be doing too much over here because it's using up the time. We want to do other things with the time, like all of these spidery little roots. Right, I want to do that thing I did yesterday in the background where everything gets a bit loose, so I'm going to leave that for now. And I want this tree over here to be quite neat. Give me your best emojis, everybody. I want to see them. Shake your emojis in the air. And what do you guys think me and Yo should be for Halloween? That's not too crazy difficult, that I might be able to whip up on a sewing machine. And also it's not going to be really expensive. They should allow adults to go trick-or-treating. And yeah, Ryo sleeps in the kind of traditional Japanese style room in his family's home. So but it's basically like he's a troll and they've told the troll to live in the basement. It's that kind of thing. So there are lots of spiders where he lives. Also, we both have lots of mosquito bites all over our body because loads of mosquitoes went all over our bodies, I should say. We don't have the same body because lots of mosquitoes ate us yesterday. It was not good. If you could go trick-or-treating as an adult, what would be your favorite kind of houses to go to? Would you go for the big ones, the scary ones, the small ones? Would you just go for an entire apartment block? What kind of place would you get your sweets from? Oh, that's a good collection. That's a very Ginny collection of emojis there, I think. Covered in mosquito bites. You know what? I got none in July. And I got hardly any in August. Oh, sorry, people keep buzzing me. Hardly any in August, and then not a single one in September. And the 1st of October, I get like 20 mosquito bites of varying sizes all over me. It's no good. I disagree with being subjected to such a thing. I think mosquitoes should go back to where they came from. I'm implying they came from hell, by the way. Elvis and Priscilla Presley. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Rio, you can grow your hair out in a month's worth, can't you? And Rio, if you just put on sunglasses, then you could pretend you've got Presley's. Has he got blue eyes? Yeah, that's cool. That is a cool idea. I like that. That's really cool. I can wear a little 60s dress. Rio, would you dress as Elvis? He's such a lazy dresser-upper. It's like when you put clothes on a kid and they don't want to wear the clothes, so you just sort of leave them hanging around all over the place. I think he's quite lazy. When it comes to cosplay, he likes looking at people doing cosplay, but I think he doesn't really take it very seriously himself, even though he loves Halloween so much. That's my stance on Rio and Halloween. Oh, that's a sweet thing. Claire says that Rio reminds her of a young Elvis. Don't say things like that to him. He's never been so popular as Elvis of any age. He'll be getting weird ideas. He keeps calling himself manly because everyone on Hago used to say how manly they thought he was. So I've got to try and stop him from talking about how manly he is. Telling me he's manly. There's nothing less manly than a man telling you how manly he is. Oh. And little Joe is your grandson, am I right, Ginny? So Ginny says she's really into superheroes right now because of her little Joe. So I'm just using the same 0.5 point tip Rotaring pen here. One of 3. Lucky Ginny. Me and my brothers have not given my mum any grandchildren, which being that a modern bunch of souls who don't have any kids. Maybe I could zoom in a little bit. He's 4 next month. One second, I'm trying to master the zoom or not zoom on here. To zoom or not to zoom. Is the lighting, is the setup working a little bit better for you today, everybody? I'm doing my best here. I feel like I should probably have music or something on for you, but YouTube would tell me all the way off if I did that, I expect. So I'm getting Little Miss Muffet. Little Miss Muffet was sat on her tuffet. Is that right? Eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider and sat down beside her and frightened Miss Tuffet away. Is that how it goes? Because that's the vibe I'm getting from this scene that I'm creating. And spiders are the theme, technically. I've got spidery roots so far. I guess I can start being a little bit more loose. I mean, my picture it can kind of be for inspiration. Can you tell the part where I get quite bored creating what I'm creating? Often people think artists have so much patience, but I reckon that the end result is often from a state of, oh gosh, can it just be finished now? Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm getting from my own work right here, right now. Now this has got some interesting grass texture in the background, so I'm going to do lots of tiny little hatched marks back here. Batman's Harley Quinn is a cool character to dress up as. Yeah, but I don't have the stuff to do that very simply or easily. But yeah, she is. Who else is there? So we're trying to think of simple, easy characters to dress up as for Halloween. For couples or for someone that's got a sewing machine and almost no money. What do you guys think? I'm going to start adding a few little shaded bits in there as well. Like in here. I want the quality of line to be strong, so I'm not going backwards and forwards over lines I've already done. If you need more explanation as to what that means, please let me know. It is bedtime in Japan. It is after midnight. So if you think my tone is kind of sleepy, that might be why. So you have to inspire me to get noisy. If you've got questions and things, we can perk this up a little bit. Perk it up. There's some really good hobbit hole-like areas in this. I'm going to get my hand over here and just make a little hobbit hole-like area down here. Baby and Johnny from Dirty Dancing. Oh, that implies there is no humidity in Japan that will mess my hair up. Oh, actually, you know, in a month it might actually be okay. you have got some really sweet ideas about mine and Rio's physiques. But baby would be a cool one. A challenging character to take on. I think Harley Quinn is quite challenging as a person, you know, as a character. The most I feel like, let's see if we can think along these lines. The most I feel I can get Rio to do, like in a toddler dressing up for Halloween kind of way, is to keep a mask or a hat on. Can we get him to keep a mask or a hat on? That's a cool idea, Jenny. But the wig, I really don't like unnecessary uses of plastic, especially not such flammable potential things. Black hair would be cool. But yeah, how do I do it? How do I take part in Halloween in an environmentally friendly way? Well, I guess I'll dress as a potato sack. That would be cheap. A bag of rice. I'm trying to think of cool couples. Aww, you're sweet. Which we already knew. Can I give a massive shout out to any Kendal packers that might be viewing and watching? Now, I used to have lots and lots of Kendal packers, and right now I only have a few Kendal packers. Well, I've got less than 10 Kendal packers now, but you guys still make a big, big difference to me. So thank you so much for whether you remember that you're supporting me each month or not, I don't know, but I really do appreciate it. And I've got some annual subscription Kendal packers, which will be getting artwork and things as soon as. Ghosts is easiest. Do you think so? Rio could be the ghost of his grandpa. I'm sure he already looks like his grandpa. Just go a bit pale. I guess I could be the ghost of my grandma. Is it not as sensitive if you end up being ghosts of real people? You're just meant to be like a blanket ghost, pun intended. Yeah, why don't we just go as the ghosts of our own grandparents? It could be to honour them, surely. What do you think of these little details? There's some good little details. Is that even showing up well? Bit hard to see, I think. Gregory, that's a fantastic idea. You've no idea how on board I am. Shall I just wear a protest plaque? Gregory said, scare everyone with environmental disaster stories instead. I'm well equipped. I'm well equipped. Oh my goodness, guys. There's this really amazing trend that came out, maybe 5 years ago. It's a Japanese trend of, for Halloween, dressing up as the most boring thing you can possibly think of, like as in mundane everyday stuff. For example, there's a whole blog about it. I'm gonna have to share it. I'll find it at some point and share it. But for example, you might dress up as someone who went to the supermarket and forgot to get a basket. So you just dress up as someone who's carrying loads and loads of things. Or you dress up as someone whose alarm didn't go off. So you're kind of half dressed and you've got bed head and all these kind of things, and you're looking like you're just on your way out the door. or you dress up as someone who feels really sick and should have stayed home, for example, or you dress up as someone who always gets the tea and coffee at work. Sorry, if you're that person, you're not really boring, you're really helpful, and everyone's so glad that you're around. But do you know what I mean? What's the most boring thing you can think of that someone could dress up as? Let me know. At the moment, my alpaca flock isn't big enough, so I don't need a sheepdog at this moment, but we'll see in the future. We'll see. We'll see. Sorry, just thought I'd see if I could make that punny. Right, gonna get some little hatch lines in some different directions around here. I want to try not to miss any lines before I erase the pencil markings. I think I'm not looking at the picture so much anymore. I hope you guys are doing a little Inktober alongside me. I'm aware some of you might be kind of listening to this rather than watching it, but great stuff is happening down here in the tangle of potential spiders and camellia and other things that took place back in March when this picture was taken. It does look like a right old tangle though, but that's what's meant to happen. Inside outers. Inside outers. Help me to understand. I feel like I know what that is. So in here there's some roots that are entangled in all kinds of directions. I want to try not to accidentally do things like put faces in this. I guess it is Halloween kind of month, so putting secret faces and things is kind of cool. Has anyone seen that charcuterie? Is that how you say it? Charcuterie board? I don't know how to say it. I've lived in Japan too long to know how to say words like that anymore. They just don't do it. Of a zombie hand. Would you serve? I was even going to say it in Japanese. Namahamu. Would you serve a raw ham hand for your guests? Would you make that and then slice it in half? Are you that kind of Halloween supporter? Sorry, I'm just hatching in some of the gaps. So sorry if you can't see everything I'm doing. Maybe you can anyway. Go for a bit of ASMR. That's not ASMR if I sing, is it? Sunny and Cher. You're in the car, typing is appalling. Wear your clothes inside out. Oh, like your shirt backwards and things. Has anyone ever seen Alan Partridge? I once dressed as an Alan Partridge zombie. That was excellent. I sellotaped nails to my, as in screws for nails, to my hands. I had a shower cap on my head. I had all kind of cool things going on. I thought it was great. It's a little bit niche, but it was great. It wasn't very niche in the UK, but it would be niche as anything out here in Japan. Good boring costume, old clothes, bucket and mop. Exactly. Yeah. Just be a janitor. In fact, you know what? I think that'd be a bit scary. I actually can't wait to see the Halloween costumes in Osaka. They are so good. It's unreal. It's really, really cool. But me and Leo saw a Halloween costume 2 years ago that honestly scared me so much. It's the kind of thing I feel like the police would just check. But okay, if you are a kid and you get scared, or you've got a really great imagination, don't listen until Ginny puts 3 pumpkin emojis in the chat, okay? So give it 2 minutes, okay? Don't listen. 2, 1. There was this guy that had this horrible, not like an ice hockey mask, but some kind of mask or something over his face. But behind him, he was pulling a really big heavy sack that was the same size and apparent weight as a body bag. It was horrible, and just dragging it along the ground, but along all the people, it was just, I couldn't believe it. It was like, it was the kind of stuff that's going to get stopped by police just to check you're not hiding in plain sight. It was the weight and shape of the bag and everything. I don't know, but it was pretty tormenting. Anyway, someone go and put 3 pumpkin emojis in the chat now. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. We're done. You might not even be that scary to you. I don't know. I didn't even present it necessarily in a scary way, but I know what my imagination's like, so I figured best to alert the people if I was going to say something a bit scary. What's your favourite Halloween movie? I like watching Hocus Pocus, which is the baby end of Halloween movies, and got to be The Night Before Christmas, of course. We could go Siamese twins. Isn't it, Claire? Thank you. Yeah, it is sick. I'm not going to repeat myself, but yeah, it's really sick, isn't it? I've seen worse, to be honest, than that. There's some real twisted people that want to test the limits of what can be done in front of others out there. Oh well. Try and avoid those. Okay, what's going on here? Something's going on here. Okay, I think this goes down here, up here. I'm going to start in the background doing that thing that I did in this one. In this picture here, I did it kind of clean lines in the foreground bit here. In the background, I did it rough where I was holding the end of the pen. So we'll see if I can do that again. Is it from that, Ronnie? Do you is that what you like to watch, Ronnie? I won't say out loud because I don't want anyone underage asking, "What's that?" and then upsetting themselves. Yeah, I'm not surprised. That one too. And if any of you are listening in at this at a later date and you're like, what are they talking about? Well, you're just going to have to join us live if you want to know what we're talking about, because I'm trying to keep this PG. Now, I used to watch lots of Japanese horror movies, and now I don't watch any horror movies because I like the way my mind is without those in it. Yeah, there's lots I used to watch. It's amazing what children out here actually know. It's quite scary. But I find, so I'm 34 years old, but my mum is, sorry everyone, my mum's pretty young. My mum's only 53, which I know is a little bit of a strange old thing. My mum's only 53, but she used to watch lots of things when she was a kid. For example, the Clangers or Bagpuss and stuff like that I personally think are quite eerie and quite scary, right? But also, if you watch The Wizard of Oz and you see the opening scenes, especially the Return to Oz, there were some really scary things happening in the Return to Oz. But these were children's movies from the 70s. It's mad what people would just happily watch. Right. Shall I actually put a spider in this? I think there should actually be a spider in this. Maybe it can be like a Where's Wally of spiders. So I saw a really good spider the other day. The Return to Oz, it's good. Oh, a bit too much oversaturation happening here. It's actually better without the extra light, isn't it? I don't know. Right, I'm going to do that thing where I go loosey-goosey in the background. The Return to Oz is great. The Wheelers, though, those used to scare me. I used to have so many nightmares about those as a kid. You know, their feet, their legs and their hands, sorry, their feet and their hands are wheels. So what I'm doing is holding the pen towards the edge. 1 second. That went a little bit not how I wanted it to. Holding the pen towards the edge to try and get a looser kind of effect. But I still want it to flow really neatly. So I'll try and be a bit controlled as well. We want to create spaces where light can come through the trees because I want to watercolor these pictures after. So let's try and get some little leaf shapes in there. If I try and make small ones in the very, very background, it should look more realistic. Not that anything about this line drawing necessarily looks realistic. Yeah, me too, Ronnie. The skying monkeys, the flying monkeys scared the bejeebies out of me. I don't think I've seen Beetlejuice because I think I heard and saw enough things about it when I was a kid to know that I didn't want to watch that. And I, for one, am scared of mirrors when I get the creepy crawlies, you know. If I watch anything even remotely scary or even talk too much about it now, I get scared of my own reflection. Your reflection, my reflection, everyone's reflections are just too scary. While I was, right, this is back in August, no, even July, when I was back in the UK. July is not even a scary month in any way, depending on where you live, I suppose. I had to get my mum to take me to the bathroom and turn on all of the lights in the kitchen and the bathroom. I'm 34 and I had to get my mummy to take me to the bathroom. Not cool, because I got scared just of her talking about history. Scared of my own reflection. I'd be a rubbish cat or a great one. We're also innocent. Well, not all of the animators were, evidently. That's true. What's your favourite? Do you have a Halloween time favourite, Gregory? Or are you too lovely? I also love Jumanji and Casper the Friendly Ghost. You know, just great movies. You can tell when I was born, can't you? Straight up watching stuff in the 90s. All right, catch you later, Jenny. Bye-bye. Thank you. So if anyone has been watching and enjoying it, do check out the other things that I do over on linktr.ee/Miss Kendal James. You can catch up on Buy Me a Coffee there, where I'm gonna post an email, not an email, it's kind of blog update tomorrow, I think, tomorrow, with lots of information about the upcoming Inktober. I'm going to try and do some earlier because there's a couple of people I think might like to see them earlier. I know it's not going to work for everybody, but you know, we'll just see what we can do. If you would like to support me on Buy Me a Coffee, you are welcome to. It's £5 to buy me one coffee, but I don't actually drink coffee, so it's a whole big old lie, and you will actually be buying me books and chocolate. So yeah, actually that's a big old lie. You'll be buying me food for the week because it's become that serious. yeah, a lot of rubbish things happened and I really need money. So yeah, I'm just going to say it. I need money. Please help. But I can still eat and I can still draw. So there we go. And through that Linktr collection of links, you'll also find a link to the digital PDF for last year's Inktober that was created with all of the people that were enjoying watching on heygo.com, which doesn't exist anymore, but here we still all are enjoying ourselves. I want to try and get the fuzziness in here. I did want to put a spider on there, kind of. Where should the spider be? Maybe hanging from a web in a tree. What do you think? Jumanji. You've watched Jumanji? Oh, good. Janet Lee said that even with all the cameras and special effects, making Psycho made it difficult for her to take showers afterwards. Oh, yeah, I am not surprised. Alfred Hitchcock was a bit of a character. Yeah, I think so. Is that what we say when people aren't really very nice? Or when people need a bit of help, but may or may not get it? I don't know. I'm sure I've been described as a character before. Right, I'm trying to get these details in here without putting in any effort, but I've got tired of doing it. Right, I'm going to put in a little bit more effort. What I'm doing is just a bunch of leaf shapes over here. Sorry, mastering or not mastering the zoom effect there. Right, let's get some bigger leaves, still holding on to the end of the pen. I think we're going to be together for maximum about 10 more minutes. So if you've got anything that needs to be said on this night of all nights, then let it be said. Let it be said before it's too late. Do you guys have any nice plans for the rest of the day? Let me know. I'm going to do a couple of thicker outlines on some things. Because I don't want it all to blur into one and nothing. And then we do a big outline around the entire thing. Almost blended into nothingness. A spider web in the tree. Would it look real? If I did it, 1 second, maybe I should look up a real spider web. Because I feel like I'll just do a cartoon one, you know. Let me see. Spider. Oh, that's the wrong one. Spider web. They do just look like you think they look. Kind of. Just Google. Should I be using Shutterstock like this? Ha ha ha. Yeah, they're just how you think they'd look. Da, 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 da. Squeezing a spider web into this gap over here. I think I just invented my own gap, but that's fine. It's my drawing, so I can do whatever I like in it. Now, excuse me, I'm just trying to see through my own eyes with this minuscule detail I've suddenly decided to add. Okay, it's got a kind of Halloween vibe happening now. Okay, that's cool. There's a spider web now. That's pretty cool. I like it. I don't know if you can see it. It'd be good if this was happening in the daytime, wouldn't it? Then you could really see what I'm doing. I'm going to use a different pen. La da da da. Different pen to. What am I trying to say? Ah, 1 second. Darren's there. Hello. Oh, Darren, what a lovely message. Hi, Darren. I love watching you draw. Hi, Kendall. I love watching you draw because you do it so effortlessly. I've never been good at drawing, but you inspire me to try. Do you have any secrets to drawing trees? Yes, I do. Relax. I can, if you like, in a moment, I'll give you my top tip. I'll just finish this up and I'll give you a little, if you'll hang on, I'm just going to erase this. I'll give you a top tip to create trees really quickly and simply, in seconds, to be honest. So just hold on 2 or 3 more minutes. And the trick to doing it effortlessly, by the way, is to literally not be putting in any effort, because effort takes energy, and we don't want to use that. Energy is for other things like sleeping, not for this. Right, let me see if I can get my big pen. Nope, not that one. That one's not big enough. Over here, this one is a thicker pen. I'm going to do some outlines on some trees. I just want to stand out a tiny bit more. This is also pigment ink, so when I put watercolor on it after, it won't mess it up. It won't bleed and blur all over the place. And Darren, you're my friend on Facebook, right? Doyle. If you're someone else, no problem. Right, here we go. This tree is standing out a little bit more. This is a really top tip for making something stand out after it could all just be joined together pretty unremarkably. And I'm going to get this tree, I'm going to pull this tree out of the background as well. Like this. I'm too scared of my own shadow to like anything of Halloween. Although I have tried watching the origami black cats be made by Erica. They have got to be cute. Yeah, you still only have half a cat, Ronnie. Come on. You have got 29 days to make that a group of cats. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. Okay, just getting these out of the background. And then I'm going to, upon Darren's request here, I'm going to give you a tip for creating trees. And you'll all wish you stayed right to the end to watch it. Okay, I think I just want to add a couple more shadowy somethings in here. That's fine. Right, I'm just going to leave it at that. Because can't be bothered. You can love something but not be bothered. I'm just going to add the background like this. Okay, so the tiny thin line. That's all right, no problem. No problem. Are you someone that's just found me through YouTube? That's no problem, all the same. And also, hello, nice to meet you. Oh, I've got to remember to sign this, haven't I? Oh, this was to clean. Do you see this? Just going to clean the blade there. Not the blade, but you know what I mean. I think the outline on this one has happened in a slightly different location, but two on the other one. But we're not here to cry about things not being perfect. We're here to have a nice time, regardless. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to add my signature of sorts. If I can find my pen. What did I do last time? I'm going to match what I did last time. It's going to do it. You can't see this, but it's a tiny alpaca. James, and 2-3 for 2023. I should probably write on the background, on the back as well. What is this? Day number 1, dreams. And this one, day number 2, spiders. Now, please go on my Instagram. Everything is at Miss James. Go on Instagram if you want to see a close-up of this. There's a nice close-up of this one from yesterday. I think that better with the light off. I don't know. Honestly. I know the quality is not so great here. Zoom right out. Oh, that's way too far in. Zoom right out. And here's this one. I don't know what you think, but I had a nice time making it. And that is almost all that matters. You know what? I'm going to use that thick black pen to just pick out some of these roots around here. Excuse me, just coming up over here. There we go. Maybe a little bit more interesting. Thank you. There we go. Right, I'm calling that done. Go check them out on Instagram. I used Etchr paper and a Rotaring pen, if that matters to you, which you'll find written down on Instagram for sure. And I'm just going to apparently zoom in like crazy. See you tomorrow, Claire. Just going to get my sketchbook out and quickly give you a little trick for creating a tree. So here we go. I'm going to go for a really basic tree of sorts. I'll use a brush pen. I don't know if this brush pen is strong. You don't have to use a brush pen. Right, first of all, imagine your tree comes down and go off to the edge. Do you see this? It flows off to the edge like that. And have your tree on the other side. Be a bit wonky, come off to the edge. Very simple. And again, up to the top. But I'm going to ask you to be a bit loose with the way you hold your pen. Be loose, wiggle off into the distance. And find other parts in the tree where you can wiggle and just pull back and float. I'll see if I can show you what I mean a little bit better there. So hold it really loosely. Do you see the way I'm getting these more natural looking shapes is by holding the pen really loosely. You do not need to do this with a brush pen. You could do it with any pen. I'll show you in a minute. Okay. If you think about it, branches go off in all directions. What you don't want is to do a blunt edge to start like this, because that's not what trees really look like. They tend to go off in all knobbly kind of directions, right? Like this. And if you do what you think is a mistake, just don't worry about it. So this is my personal, if you're making a tree, advice. Hold your pen towards the end and be loose with it. And you could do the same going downwards. As you go down into the roots, you want the roots to flow off a little bit as well. Roots are also in all kinds of directions. You can add leaves or not add leaves. This page is a bit bumpy because there's some kind of painting on the other side, but that doesn't matter either. So this is for the kind of skeleton of your tree, right? You probably still have some big branches coming off in there somewhere, so you can press down and get some big branches in there. And then they have all kinds of little knobby bits coming off in all directions. This is not a full picture of a tree, just a little rough one. For leaves, you do not have to draw every leaf on the tree, but you can do little bits of leaves here and there. Don't forget they come out of all the kind of knuckles and bits of the tree like this in 2s and 3s and 4s. They fall to the ground as well, and they fall off in all kinds of directions. But you can also just do this kind of really, I'm pressing down, I'm holding down quite hard, but still in a jolting kind of way to get the outside of a, you know, like as if you're a kid and you draw a big old broccoli shape for a leaf. And just don't forget, anywhere you could put leaves. If you want things to look far away, if you want the tree to have even more depth, then use a thinner pen for the background leaves, like this. Got a little pen here. This is a much smaller nib, so if you want things to be further away, draw them like they're further away, right? And use a thinner pen. You can do the same technique again. But basically, draw exactly as you see. So if to your eyes, because you're far away from a tree, it looks kind of blurry and like you can't really see everything, then draw it like it's blurry and you can't really see everything. If it all joins together in a mix match like this, in the middle of the leaves you can see hints of light like this. Imagine this is loads of little leaves all over the place, right? In all kinds of directions. And then there's light shining through, right? These little bits in between can be light shining through, but it just happens from not caring too much, but experimenting. Japanese people draw leaves like this if it's for a Japanese pine tree, for example. And then just do them off in all kinds of directions. Change the direction of your pen, change the direction of your book, and don't worry too much about it. But, you know, you don't have to waste your time, days, and life drawing every single leaf or every single branch. You don't have to draw it exactly as you see. And remember, if you use the reference picture, when are you going to display your reference picture next to your finished piece of art? Like, who's going to look at that? And if they compare it, then like, big deal. Who cares? Let them compare it. It's fine. No problem. And look, I've just mixed up like 3, 4, or 5 different techniques on the same page. And does my tree look bad? No, it doesn't. It looks like it had a nice time being made. Don't you think? It had a nice time being made. And then you just have to draw a little alpaca at the bottom. Anyway, catch you later. Join me on buymeacoffee.com if you like, and see what other things I make and do. Please drop me a tip if you feel up to it and you're able to. You can do that on buymeacoffee.com/Miss Kendal James. And I hope to see you tomorrow for the next, what's it called? Inktober. See you there. And don't forget, have fun. You don't have to spend time. You don't have to use expensive materials. Just do what you want to do and have fun with it. Okay? Thanks, everybody. Bye.